I thought that was a really good informative video on, some more specific diagnostic criteria that goes into diagnosing someone with OCD. I feel like that's one of those disorders that a lot of people like to joke that they have when they have to have certain things placed a certain way on their desk, or they have to, have a certain amount of cleanliness to their house. A good example would be for me to avoid all the cracks on the sidewalk when I'm walking around my work agency for exercise. If I step on the crack, obviously it's going to break my mom's back. Now, I think it's important that we do familiarize ourselves with the specific criteria and specifiers with OCD, just like we need to do with any other diagnosis. Because one of the common themes that we find with all of these diagnoses is when these behaviors and symptoms start to significantly affect their day-to-day functioning in areas like their academics or occupation areas, the ability to find and hold down a job, and also their personal affect areas like their relationships with others, their ability to have healthy relationships with others. I know the video went through the diagnostic criteria from the DSM-5, but I just wanted to read the definition of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, from the overview study, the DSM-5 overview study that I use. Very convenient. OCD is indicated by the presence of obsessions. For example, repeated, unwanted, intrusive thoughts or images that bring about distress, which the person tries to counteract and alleviate with other thoughts or actions, hence compulsions. So the video did a good job at breaking down the difference between obsessions and compulsions. The person is experiencing these obsessions, so to alleviate or to counteract these obsessions, they carry out certain behaviors. For example, repeating certain things a certain amount of time over and over again. The video did a great job of explaining a good example of, if a person spent 2 hours or most of their morning folding, unfolding, and refolding laundry, and it makes them late for work. There you go. It's affecting their occupation area. From the outside looking in, you can see how that would be extremely odd for someone for someone who doesn't understand OCD, or for as an aspiring clinician like myself. If a person's reporting, similar behavior like this, and it's affecting their work or their ability to, their academic area or their ability to have relationships with others, that's when we really need to start, getting more information from this client or observing their behaviors. The video did also state that they don't have to have both obsessions and compulsions to meet the criteria. They just have to have certain criteria of one or the other, or both. Is it affecting their day-to-day functioning? OCD. Another good example I like to think of is that episode in The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon and his girlfriend Amy is really trying to help Sheldon break free from his need for, closure. I think they were working on closure. I watched a lot of Big Bang Theory in college, and I never heard Sheldon share that he had a diagnosis of OCD, but he sure did exhibit a lot of behavior of someone with OCD. So what Amy did in that particular episode was she started a lot of activities but refused to finish them. She even started singing a song but refused to finish it. I can't remember if dominoes were involved, but like I said, Amy started a lot of activities but did not finish it, in effort to really try to help Sheldon get past or work past this abnormal sense of closure. Or, for instance, Sheldon was notorious for knocking 3 times. Penny, penny, penny. That right there would be considered an OCD behavior. But in a nutshell, to make a long story short, Amy eventually left. And as soon as she left, Sheldon went around the whole apartment, finishing each and every activity that Amy started and refused to finish. Sheldon even finished whatever song it was that Amy started and refused to finish. Sheldon finished that song. And after he had went through and finished all of those activities, he collapsed on the bed as if he was having a sense of euphoria, like a euphoric release or relief. Like, I finally feel better now because I went through and finished all of those behaviors. It's funny, yeah, in a sense, if you're watching a Big Bang Theory, but that is the type of burden or stress that a person with OCD carries, unless they do not carry out these compulsions to alleviate those obsessions. So again, it was a really good, informative video. I'm having such a blast in this course. Never thought I'd say this about a course, but I wish this course would last a lot longer, because I feel like 5 weeks isn't enough for me to really just get familiar with all of these disorders and mental health conditions. But you know, that's the thing about lifelong learning, is my research and digging and learning about this criteria doesn't stop when I complete this course. It's an ongoing, lifelong journey. That's what I love about this field. It's ever changing and ever evolving, and yeah, looking forward to keep going.